Hi, Mr. Davi. How are you today?
James, how are you, my friend? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, yes.
Now you're from Ireland, are you?
I am, actually. I came here in 94, so.
I could hear. How long you been here in the States?
21 years.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
but I've lost a lot of my accent.
Yeah, where are you living from? Where are you calling from?
From just outside of Dallas, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
An Irishman in Dallas. I could see New York or Boston, or D.C.
Exactly.
But what the hell are you doing in Dallas?
Well, it was like everybody else was going to Boston, so we said, we'll go down the other end.
You sure did. Jesus. Oh, God.
We're talking about the new movie Awaken. It comes out on DVD July 7th from Arc Entertainment. And as I watched the movie, with the introduction of so many characters throughout the movie, I felt that director Mark Atkins did a good job in keeping up the suspense in regards to who was who. I mean, we're introduced to a group of strangers who all mysteriously wind up on a deserted island with no idea or recollection of how they got there, all of them outsiders. And even after we spend some time with them, we still don't know if they're the good guys or the bad guys. Did that aspect of the script intrigue you?
Yes, it did, and it's what I had with them in the early discussions.
We were doing the film, because initially they wanted me to play Mao.
Oh, right.
Natalie had asked me to play Mao, and I says, that wasn't interesting for me, Mao. You know, I mean, it would be expected and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I says, but the character of Quentin, I find some possibility. Let's explore that, and I gave them a few ideas, and I had a limited time to shoot. Otherwise, we could have expanded him, I think. Hence the Quentin character, and what Mark did, and of course in the script, was try to keep people guessing. This aspect. Yeah, did you watch the film?
I did, yeah, and that was one of the aspects about Quentin that I liked, was that you've made a career of playing great bad guys, and in watching Quentin, you didn't know if he was a good guy or a bad guy, and even when it kind of reveals itself, he's still more of a kind of a gray area, and I liked that aspect of his character.
Yeah, thanks. That's what I kind of wanted to. I didn't want to have a black and white thing. I wanted to, and I didn't care about doing. I've beat everybody up in film and had fights and every action imaginable. I got that out of my system. So I didn't have to kick ass or do any of that or shoot people. I wanted to play an interesting character that was, I could twist him a little bit here and there.
Right, and that's what I got out of it. That's what I enjoyed about it as well. And the fact, like you said, you beat up so many other guys in movies that this time around it didn't go down that road, and I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I did the Kill the Irishman, if you saw that thing.
Yeah.
Poor Ray Stevenson got it from me, you know what I mean? No one could get him, but I got him.
Right.
So it was fun playing Quentin like that, and then having that twist of wanting him to, at one point there was I think Quentin was supposed to die. He says, that's so obvious. I says, I want to get the hell out of the island too. I mean, that's how I feel.
Exactly.
Quentin's had enough.
that was the aspect that I liked, was that, like I said, being good or bad, not knowing, and it's like he's had his fair share of what's going on and he just wants off, and I like that little twist in there.
Yes, thank you. And I try to do an Irish accent whenever I can. I love it.
Oh, well, go ahead.
I was in Dublin, I went to Dublin.
Oh, you did? When were you there?
And I know Bono, Yeah, sure. I was there. I was there on Bloomsday.
Oh, really?
And it was and Ray McInerney had just died.
Oh, right.
You know that great character actor?
Yes.
Great Irish actor. And I had to speak for about 2,000 Irish brothers and sisters.
Oh, wow.
And I said to them, I says, it's customary at the Actors Studio when a great talent passes that we give him his last applause. So would you please stand and let's give Ray his last ovation.
Right.
And in the words of Leopold Bloom or James Joyce, an Irishman's home is his coffin. Let's welcome Ray home.
Oh, very nice.
It was much appreciated by the Irish. The Americans don't know what the hell I was talking about.
Right. But the Irish knew.
The Irish knew. Then I went to the bars, get the shamrock and the beer.
Well, the movie itself, Awaken, is supposed to take place on a tropical island, and I noticed that it said it was filmed in California. Was the whole movie shot in California, or were you whisked away?
They shot some of it in Belize. They did shoot some in Belize, and but otherwise it was shot in Santa Clarita somewhere in this thing that looked like you couldn't tell.
Well, the star of the movie, Natalie Byrne, she was also credited as a producer. From an actor's perspective, working with her, was it difficult in as much as she wasn't just an actor in the movie, she was also producing, and I know she probably had a lot of other things going on. But that never happened. Was there any difficulty with that?
Well, one of the reasons why I did it was because of Natalie Byrne. She's a friend, and I appreciate young actors and actresses that have ambition and talent and work hard. She has commitment, she has talent, and I wanted to see her, she has dreams. And it was very easy to work with her because she is intelligent, and she's very direct, and, you can say she'll catch a good idea right away. Whether or not it can be incorporated, that's another story. Very open to that, as was Mark. And so that made that aspect to it easy. Also my time period of working was a difficult time period because I'm singing. I don't know if you know, I do a lot of singing.
Yeah, Sinatra.
Yeah, well, the American Songbook, and I pay tribute to Sinatra. Yeah, so I was in between these concerts and and touring. I just came back from Italy doing The Voice in Italy, so I've been doing all of that stuff. But she was very open and very good to work with. I think she's a very talented girl, and I like things that have strong female characters. Having 3 daughters of my own, I like when an actress or any artist is taking control of their careers and also portraying a strong character.
I was going to say, you both appeared in The Expendables 3, but as far as I remember, I don't think you guys shared any scenes. Was this the first time you guys actually worked together?
Yeah, this was the first time. I'd known her socially and was a friend of hers, but this is the first time we crossed paths on screen.
Well, as well as acting, you're also a producer and a director. When you take on a project that you're only acting in, do you ever have conversations with the director of that movie in terms of story or camera setups, or ever feel the urge to want to advise them on a particular aspect, especially if they're young and up-and-coming director?
Sometimes I, depending on the openness of everybody. Sometimes you have people that are very open, and sometimes you have people that are not, and then you can give as much input as you're able to at times, and other times you withhold, because understanding the constraints of what has to be done, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Understanding those constraints, I respect that, and you don't want to have somebody upset the apple cart, because that could be a ball of wax. You know what I mean? So be very skillful in terms of the surgery you're trying to do, and getting the point you want to get across. Well,
you've directed 2 movies to date. Is that something that you have a passion for? I mean, can we expect to see more movies from you from the director?
Well, really, it was the one film that I directed was The Dukes. That was my baby.
Right.
The other film I acted in, it had a bit of difficulty after they finished filming, and they saw the cut, and they had seen what I did with the Dukes, that they begged me to take over and redo and reshape, so I did as best as I could. And it's a sweet little film. Yeah. Magic. It's a sweet little film. I'd like to direct some more. It's a big commitment. Yeah. Something, because it's a 2 or 3 year commitment. And I'm doing so much of the singing now. Like, I'm going to June 30th, I'll be singing at the United Nations. July 4th, for an Irishman, Michael Colbert.
Oh, very good.
He's been producing Capitol concerts.
Oh, terrific.
And July 4th, and in Washington on Memorial Day for the last 20-some-odd years, him and his dad.
Right.
So I'll be singing with Barry Manilow and Alabama and myself on the steps of the Capitol, 500,000 people. It's a PBS special, so watch it.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. License to Kill is one of my favorite Bond movies, and your character, Sanchez, is one of my favorite all-time villains, because he was a guy who... unlike some of the other Bond villains, if they found themselves in a corner, they'd grab one of their own men and use him as a shield. And what I loved about Sanchez was that he'd look after those who were loyal to him, and he was loyal to them.
Yes, Thank you.
And
that was something that we put in that script. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was something that really stood out for me as a Bond villain. I'm like, he's a bad guy. He kills people, but you know what? At the same time, he has a code, and I like that, you know, and that's why Sanchez became one of my favorite villains, and also License to Kill is one of my favorite Bond movies.
Wow, thanks. That's great to hear. Yeah, John Glenn was a terrific guy, and that was a fun film to do. Be part of that Bond gallery of rogues is fun. And that loyalty is more important to me than money line, is something that I think I suggested, because the Achilles heel of Sanchez was that loyalty. And
that was why I was able to kind of relate to him in many ways and go, loyalty is everything. Without loyalty, you have nothing. You could have all the money in the world. But exactly. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there and let you know that I loved your performance in that.
I appreciate that, my brother. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for your time today. Well, folks, we've been talking today with actor Robert Davi. He is starring in the new thriller Awaken, which comes out on DVD July 7th, courtesy of Arc Entertainment. Mr. Davi, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, and I hope people enjoy Awaken. And it was lovely talking to you, my Irish friend.